If you're driving, please remember to use your car's Bluetooth speaker while listening to the AM Drive. Sports talk is not worth your safety or the safety of others.
Grab your popcorn and sit back.
Jump the gun. Oh, no, give me more than that. Okay, go this way. That was dumb. We are.
How could I tell you when nobody wants to? Ill-fated words I will choke.
Hey, Aaron.
Hey.
It's ready.
Okay.
Happy Friday football frenzy to everyone in the sports universe. It is September the 23rd, 2022. This is the AM Drive on our Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook pages. For Aaron Crouch, I am Michael Carvelis. Good morning, Aaron.
Yeah, is it though?
That's great.
Yeah, it seems like you got a frog in your throat. I'm getting teasers beat in the last second in the freaking ball game. I don't know if it's a great morning, sir.
I didn't want to go there that quickly, but you mentioned it.
It's puke. I must have missed something last night because I was watching the game, and when they took the chains out, it looked like he had got it. It looked like the guy went first down, so I turned the game off.
Yeah, so I automatically, like, when I first saw that play, I'm like, I don't think he got it because I
didn't think he got it either, but he
his
went
knee
first
was
down.
clearly down early, though. That was bad.
He called first down. I don't know. It was weird, but I had turned it off. I was watching something else, and all of a sudden you're like, "Whoa, did you see that?" And I'm like, "Oh God, what happened?"
You didn't put a lot of shekels on that, did you?
I mean, I always put enough to make it sting a little bit.
Oof. Oh, well.
I mean, that's the way you make money.
Right, and I love that. I was telling Pat McAfee fans and FanDuel fans, because FanDuel's like refunding a boost because of that late touchdown. I'm like, you better be grateful that Pat McAfee's partnered with this stuff, because FanDuel should not care about your bad beats. And I feel like, oh, well, what about this one? I'm like, dude, it's called gambling.
Yeah, I mean, it's I'm not getting a refund with my book, and look, that's the way it is. I mean, it sucks, but yeah, you're right. I don't know if this is a jealousy thing or whatever because Vegas just hasn't caught up yet. But like, I don't like this whole like FanDuel and DraftKings like refunding bets on bad beats. I mean, it's cool. It's good publicity for them, but it's like, yeah, that's not how sports betting works. But I don't know. It's whatever.
I do want to mention that we're presented by MikeandAaronDrive.com ourselves. Good morning, Aaron. It's got our sponsors, shop, socials, and YouTube. You see how I switched the YouTube around there for you finally?
Yeah, I like it. It rattles off the tongue. The alliteration is nice. Sponsors, shop, socials, YouTube.
Right. Maybe I should do shop, sponsor, socials. Who knows? Anyways, go to MikeandAaronDrive.com. It'll rattle off your tongue when you support us. That's what I mean. Okay.
That sounds gross.
Thursday night football. First of all, I want to say this again. Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit are a match made in broadcast heaven. Those two are so nice to. It's like soothing almost. This is fun.
You know what the crazy thing is I may be in the minority with this, but like you can't hear the crowd in the broadcast, and I'm okay with that. Like I kind of like the quiet broadcast. I don't know if that's probably just me, but I kind of dig it.
I don't really know. Maybe that's why I like their sound so much, because you don't hear a bunch of fans saying, oh, like a lot of times you'll hear a fan like say something stupid and they'll have to mute it out or whatever because they're not caught up to it. But hey, also the camera angles were phenomenal by NFL last night. I didn't realize how much cameras they had compared to other games.
Well, you got to figure Amazon's probably on another level, but yeah, I dig it. I mean, like you said, so far I didn't know how Kirk Herbstreit would fare in the NFL, but after 2 weeks of watching him, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of him more doing the NFL than I am him doing college.
Fair. This game, I feel like both quarterbacks played pretty okay, which was surprising. Najee did get going. I think what was his total? Like 56 and a half, and he got like 56 or whatever.
I think it was 55 and a half, and I think he just got over.
Yeah, most of that was in the first half.
Yeah, I think he had like 35 in the first half.
Right, and fans of the Steelers, just they're dying for Kenny Pickett now because he's just going to change everything in Pittsburgh. It's whatever. Aaron, I have a question for you because Browns are 2-1, and the question was raised by Herbie and Al that what if Jacoby has them fighting for a playoff berth and week 13 comes along? Like, I know you pay the man a bunch of money, but do you ruin that? Because obviously Kevin Stefanski, if Kevin Stefanski doesn't start Deshaun Watson when week 13 comes, I don't think he loses his job because of what's transpired.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only thing that cost Deshaun Watson his job would be Cleveland winning a Super Bowl. And even then, I don't know if it would.
It'd be nice to get off under that contract all of a sudden.
I don't think they can. I mean, they're not trading Deshaun Watson, but I don't think anything really. I mean, I know I just said that, but I don't think anything really takes Deshaun Watson's job away. The only thing I can think of is Jacoby Brissett becomes,
Jesus Christ, overnight.
Pretty juicy trade bait. No. Yeah, if I'm the Browns and I'm in a playoff spot, yeah, I think I got to keep Jacoby going.
Agreed. I love the yawns this morning. Also, did you see the George Pickens catch? Because I know hype is, not hindsight. I feel it's a little bit of an overreaction. I feel like Odell Beckham's touchdown catch falling way backwards is better. But this George Pickens thing is pretty darn close.
I did see the Pickens catch. I would say they're pretty damn comparable, with the only exception is that Odell's was a touchdown, correct?
Yes. I don't know if they're both on national stages. That could not have gone better for the NFL.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that ultimately George Pickens made I don't want to say a bonehead play, but the offsides penalty on the onside kick. Now, I don't know if they would have recovered it, but yeah, that kind of overshadows it. And
that was a nice onside kick by Boswell, too.
It really was. It's, I don't know. I'm still just kind of steaming for it, because you're right. I had it set up perfectly with the teaser, and it was set up just right. And yeah, I'm puking inside a little bit.
One last thing I'll add to make you puke worse. Yeah, I was actually looking at the replay of that because I feel like there was a lot of time left when they did that lateral. I feel like instead of trying a 96-yard lateral with like 17 seconds, they like Deontay Johnson could have literally ran out of bounds. It would have been like a 83-yard lateral, which I don't think the ball would have fallen into the end zone at that point.
Yeah, I mean they didn't have a backup play ready. They were going to run the same hook and ladder play again. So it is what it is. It's there's nothing you can do. It's just you've seen it a few times. Ohio State Northwestern was one of them.
Poor Aaron and his teasers. They're teasing you more than you're teasing them.
No, that one was good, and it's just quite unfortunate. It's just. It's Cleveland and over fans. They were already actually covering. That's the worst part.
Gross. Let's take a commercial break. When we come back, I'm ready to pick some NFL games and give some best bets. What do you say?
I'm in. Let's go. Week 3. Week 3?
Right.
Week 3.
We'll be back. The AM Drive with Mike and Aaron might be the best morning show ever. If you love the show, shop the merchandise. For $26 hoodies, $16 shirts, even $13 mugs. High quality swag for cheap, because Mike and Aaron love the fans. The best morning show, the lowest price merch at amdrive.online.
This is Popple, the next generation business card. With just a tap, your Popple instantly shares your digital business card to both iPhone and Android devices. The best part? The other person doesn't need an app or a Popple to receive your info. To pop your info, tap your Popple to the top of an iPhone, the center of an Android, or just scan your in-app QR code. And just like that, all your info is saved to their phone. More connections, more leads, more sales. That's Popple. Download our free app and get your Popple today.
Aren't you the Vice Golf guy?
Yeah, you want an autograph?
Yeah. Actually, I was just wondering if the balls are any good.
The balls are amazing. You look like a Pro Plus guy.
I thought you'd never ask. It's actually better than my old ball.
And it's half the price.
Top performing golf ball, half the price. It's almost stealing.
Quit searching the globe and get your high-performing golf balls at vicegolf.com.
Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
Make picks against the spread every week in college football and the NFL to win real cash prizes. Go to pick'emores.com/podcast or MikeandAaronDrive.com because everything else is there too. But please go through those links, one of the two, and you can support us and win some money. And for that, you're welcome. I'm sorry. That was clever. So, Aaron, the first game we have to get to, Bills and Dolphins. Bills are 5.5-point favorites. The total is set at 52.5. I'm interested to know your thoughts first because I think that I'm not sure how I want to lean on this one, but so far I like the under. This is a division battle.
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of understand where you're coming from in terms of like the way the defenses play here, but I mean, the Bills are averaging 36 points a game, and the Dolphins are averaging 31 points a game. So it's kind of an interesting spot to really be on the over or on the under when both teams can definitely get into a track meet. I mean, we saw what Tua and the boys did last week just to get back into it, but you know, let's dive into this a little bit, dissect it, and you know, how good was that Dolphins win last week? Because I mean, they were down 35-14 with I think it was entering the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
and you know, how long can they keep relying on Hill and Waddle with 150 and 2 touchdowns each week? It just doesn't.
And they're all down the field too.
Yeah, it's not a recipe for sustained success. The Bills seem like they're able to really do what they want against teams. And I know it's early; it's 2 weeks into the season, but the 2 wins for the Bills are way more impressive to me than the 2 wins for the Dolphins. Would you agree with that? I feel like the Dolphins' wins are a little hollow.
Although I do love praising Tua for his performance, I can agree with that because Ravens were punching them straight in the mouth. I mean, can we be real? They were walking them around until they got a few nice plays. And I was like, oh, now it's a competitive game again. But I feel like Ravens had done their fair share of beatdown until they got complacent.
Agreed.
They beat the Patriots score 17.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, to me, I look at this situation as, I mean, I'm not going to bet this game, but I look at the situation, I would probably lean towards Buffalo laying the points right now. I know they're going down to Miami. It's early in the season, so it's going to be hot down there, but
it is muggy. It's just nice today in Savannah.
Nice. You're not in Miami.
But it's still in the South.
Yeah, I mean, you're fair. You're in the Southeast. That's a fair assessment. It's hard to really be off of Buffalo. This number almost seems like too low after what they've done to the 2 teams they've done. I know that sounds crazy considering what the Dolphins have done. They're at home. But, I mean, I would lean Buffalo in this spot. But it's going to be a fun game to watch even if you don't have a bet on it.
Agreed. I've looked at some of the next-gen stats. Who is that running back for the Dolphins? Not Kenyon Drake, but who is the
Chase Edmonds?
Not Chase Edmonds. He's like, I think it's Raheem Mostert. Somebody on the team sees 8 in the box like a million times a game. And that stat kind of blew me away. I was like, whoa, I didn't realize teams focus that much on him. So,
well, he's primarily not a receiving threat. So when he's in the game, you probably realize that he's going to get the ball between the tackles.
Fair enough. I like walking at the next gen stats. I've been scouting this year.
No, it's fair, and it's good for McDaniels to really kind of figure out. I'm sure fantasy owners of Mostert don't want to hear this, but figure out how to utilize Mostert as a decoy when 8 men are in the box with those 2 dynamic receivers on the outside.
I do want to touch on Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen real quick because I feel like those 2 are one of the top deals in the league. Granted, Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow might be a tick above, but man, Stephon Diggs is insane right now. And that could be a problem for the Dolphins.
That's a hell of a bold statement saying that Jamar Chase is better than Diggs. I don't know if I agree.
No, I'm talking about like as a tandem.
I think Josh Allen's a top 2 quarterback in the league in terms of talent.
Yeah, we're all top 4.
I wouldn't take Burrow and Chase over Diggs and Allen.
It's close.
It's close. They're all close. I mean, you can look at all those pitch catch combinations.
Matt Ryan, Michael Pittman.
Sorry, bro.
Speaking of, how about the Chiefs and the Colts? Kansas City is 5.5-point favorites. The total set at 50.5. Now I know what you're thinking. Well, why is it only 5.5? Well, Aaron, every time we play them, it's like we play a keep away, and then hope that like Mahomes doesn't get his. And granted, this year that does not look very good. So I'm still surprised it is this low. Because we still know if Shaquille, God, I hate saying that, Shaquille Leonard's going to play. You don't know if Michael Pittman's going to play. So there's your best player, well, one of your best players on offense and your best player on defense.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted so hard to be, I even have the Pick-a-Morris pick as plus 6.5. I just don't like this game right now, man. Part of me says, oh, yeah, Colts are going to turn it around. And part of me is like, have you seen the Chiefs, pal?
Well, that's the thing. You just said it. Have you seen the Chiefs? I mean, the blueprint was kind of laid out by the Chargers last week. It's in terms of, finding ways to get in Patrick Mahomes' face. Now, I know that's easy because that's what you do to any quarterback to make them kind of uneasy and kind of contain their talent, so to speak, for lack of a better word. But you're right. Can the Colts do that without Shaquille Leonard? Kind of man the battle station here. I'm trying to find the guy's name. I can't think of it. He came from San Francisco. Is it Buckner?
Buckner, yeah.
Yeah, that guy needs to have a big game. And I smell a sense of desperation on the Colts right now. They need this game. Do they win? I don't know. But I would probably lean towards them covering that 5.5. Yeah, it's moving down fast because it was actually 6.5 and 7 to open up. So, telling me on a neutral field I'd get a touchdown with the Colts, I probably would like. I think 5.5 is a good spot here. Although I don't want to be playing it just for the sheer fact that the Colts are desperate in this spot. The good thing for the Colts is that I don't think the Jaguars are going to run away with this division. So even if they're 0-2-1 after this week, I mean, depending on the status of Justin Herbert, which we'll talk about later on in the show, I think the Jaguars will be 1-2. So I think even at 0-2-1, which inevitably the Colts would probably lose this game 9 times out of 10, I think they're still okay in this division. But they don't want to be 0-2-1. I know they don't want to be. I think this is a 3 to 4 point victory for the Chiefs.
I feel like if it's that close, I feel like you just bet the money line. I mean, I'm serious.
I mean, you can. You can always fire the spread and sprinkle.
Pow! Fire a little. Never mind.
Go ahead, shaving cream. Go ahead, shaving cream. Bet another Chiefs game. Why don't you?
Darn you. Okay, so Raiders will play the Titans in Tennessee. It's Las Vegas -2, and the total is at 45.5. For me, I think Titans going to win because I look at Derrick Henry's got to get going sometime, right? I mean, he's not just all of a sudden washed. They're in Tennessee. They're in Tennessee, and by the way, Mike Vrabel, Gator Mouth, Josh McDaniels at this point. It's fair, right?
What does that even mean?
Greater than.
Oh,
they ever told you that in school, Gator Mouth? Come on, man.
Yeah, but I mean, you just threw out a random ass school reference out of nowhere like that. I just didn't pick up on that. When I said speaking of desperation, I guess it reeks all through the AFC South here. This Raiders Titan game is desperation for both. I'm leaning on the Titans at home as well here.
Good.
Because in the first segment we talked about, is it Kenny Pickett time? Look, I hate to say this, but if the Titans can't win this game at home, is it Malik Willis time?
Yes, it is.
I knew you were going to say that. But the point being is that getting embarrassed on national television like they did last Monday is not good for these guys all throughout practice week with Mike Vrabel. So, I think the Titans win this game. I'd probably do Titans money line. I am really shocked. You got to look at this as Raiders are favored because they were leading big. Excuse me. They were leading big in a game that they blew last week.
Yeah.
And that the Titans got embarrassed on national TV. Again, I know that I've said that twice now, but I can't stress enough how the perception is viewed by the betting public. But I think the Titans win this game.
I do too. New nickname for Malik Willis? Willis Wonka in the Tennessee Chocolate Factory.
No, don't ever say that again.
Well, not chocolate. Okay, that was bad. Willis Wonka is what I meant to say there. Not the Chocolate Factory. That just sounds racist.
I didn't even think about that. But yeah, all of that just sounds, all of that's terrible. So
he's the golden ticket, man.
He's the golden ticket. Then why did they wait to the third round to take him if he's that good?
Because he was just following him. I said, well, might as well take another guy. Gosh, might as well. Traylon Burks here. Might as well. Okay. I know. Right. This game is my AM Drive Cinco, but I do want to say I like the under 44 here. But that's not the pick I'm making. But it's Ravens -3, and the total is at 44 against the Patriots here. I know the first time I saw Lamar play Bill Belichick, it was against Tom Brady and company. And I believe it was Sunday night game. I think they blew him out.
Yeah, I remember that game. I know what you're talking about.
That was rough. Ravens did just sign JPP for what it's worth at this point in his career. Fireworks.
Hey, nice one. No, that was a good joke.
Thank you. I like this game. I think it's going to be a fun game, but again, if I am draft, I don't want to make a lean, but I think we're going to see a lot of good stuff happen for one team.
The last time these two teams played was the COVID year when New England had everybody and their mother sit out and they ran, they ran Cam Newton down the field.
Right.
And they ran a rinky-dink team out there and beat a Baltimore team that was firing on all cylinders back then. I feel like the only way the Patriots can win or cover this game is to be ugly. Just downright ugly.
Like 4 passing attempts again?
I mean, keeping the ball away from Lamar Jackson, yeah, that'd do it. This line's fishy, is it not?
Yeah, something in the water.
Something just seems weird. You look at the Patriots and the way they play football. The only way I think they keep it close is to play an ugly football game. And for some reason, this line seems fishy to me. The Ravens should be more. So I'd lean on the Patriots. I think they'll play an ugly game.
How does Vegas know that? It pisses me off. I feel like someone tells them before the game, hey, we're going to muck it up. Cool.
I think the only play is Patriots money line are off.
I get it.
But you have an AM Drive 5, so we'll find out what yours is.
The shush emoji. Okay. Bengals and Jets. The Kitty Cats of Cincinnati are favored by 6 on the road against the Jets. The total's at 45. And by the
You can't
way,
ever just say a team name, can you? You just can't do it.
I cannot. So what's interesting about this game is that how's this not a touchdown? Like, I don't think, do we trust the Jets defense that much to get pressure on Burrow? Because I'm sorry, man, Burrow in the second half against the Steelers and the Cowboys, he looked better. Joe Mixon seems to be finding his footing, like he seems to be finding holes for him. If they can clean up those penalties, because I don't think Jets fans will be loud, I have a feeling Bengals might run away, but it's also in my AM Drive 5.
Okay, well then I will give a short synopsis with this. You're right. The Jets got a lucky win. I mean, if Nick Chubb sits down, we're talking about an 0-2 Jets team. Don't forget last year, I think it was last year or 2 years. It was last year. These two teams played, and it was the Mike White game, the 425 yards and 4 touchdowns. That became the legend of Mike White. For me, this is a Bengals get-right game. You have to. First of all, you can't lose to the Jets. 0-3 in that division, you're dead. You're dead to rights. And I know I've talked heavily about the Bengals. I'm low on the Bengals. It's a hangover year for them. But this, for me, is Bengals or nothing. Like, you can't lay the Jets here against the Bengals. I know like I said, they beat them last year. But Joe Flacco, I don't care what happened last week. That was a stupid win for the Jets last week. And it's such a sickening feeling because think about all the love, support, and praise we'd be giving to Jacoby Brissett if he was 3-0 this morning.
Wow. And I know I meant to give you a little mention on that too, because he played really well last night.
He did. He's a quality backup quarterback that of course, right about the time I kind of come off the bandwagon, he's 2-1, should be 3-0.
So the devil works. This game was actually not in my Drive 5. It missed the cut late. So I'm just going to say Bengals lay the 6. Because
I think that's the play, or even just utilize it in a teaser that you can find a good spot.
I'm done with teasers after last night for the weekly.
You got to keep going back to the well. I mean,
there's something in here.
The NFL is so tight when it comes to the handicapping. I like the teasers in the NFL. So nothing's going to really convince me otherwise. So yeah, I think if we're looking at early spots here, just in the games we've talked about, I'd probably look at Titans +8, Bengals money line in a teaser. It's a decent spot.
I'll take it. Eagles Commanders. This one is the AM Drive 5. I will tell you, I think the Eagles will win. But I'm on the total in this game. The total's actually at 47. Eagles are 6.5-point favorites. I think the Eagles will win. I'm not touching the spread, though. But that's in my AM Drive 5, though.
Yeah, a lot of the actions in here on the Eagles -6.5. I know they've looked sexy. Another beatdown on primetime TV with beating up the Vikings here. I'm so Jekyll and Hyde with Washington. I really want to like them. I think they're a quality team. They just don't play quality football for 4 quarters. And right now, Philadelphia looks like the NFC favorite, at least according to a lot of people I've listened to, over the last week. And all that being said, all the Eagles love, I do think they'll win this game. I would lean Commanders +6.5.
You can do that. It's part of the reason why I'm on the total in this game. Saints and Panthers. Saints are 2.5-point favorites in Carolina. Totals at 41. I've got Panthers money line here, actually. Although get this, Christian McCaffrey was limited at practice. Go figure. Give me a break.
I think he's been limited all year, so I don't know if there's anything really to read in that.
Well, WJCL, the local ABC affiliate, thought so. So maybe you're right. Thank God. But he looked good last week. I think it looked a little bit better. I feel like in the division game, I feel like the Saints, Jameis Winston just isn't hitting guys downfield, and I feel like the Panthers have good enough defensive backs. J.C. Horn, hello. I feel like they can keep this one close and they can win by a field goal.
It's funny that you mentioned it. I actually assumed you'd be on the Saints this week. I too am backing the Panthers here, not in an AM Drive 5 pick, potentially in an additional teaser spot here, but I think the Panthers might win this game.
Agreed.
I really do. I think they've just been so close on the cusp. They've been getting beat late. Like I said, they're the first team I think ever or in a long time that has gotten beat back-to-back weeks on 55-plus yard field goals. So they're right there. So, division games are always tough.
On the road, it's not like it's New Orleans. You're right.
Well, it's on the road for the Saints, yes.
That's what I mean.
It's a home for the Panthers here. You're right. I mean, the Saints, you look at their two games. I mean, they hung tough with the Bucs. And it took everything they had so far to get through the Falcons. I mean, 3 division games to start the season is an interesting spot. I don't think I've ever seen that before. So, give me the Panthers in this one, despite the fact that I am big on the Saints.
How do you like this? Remember playing Madden and like when the Panthers get a first down? Rawr! That's so awesome.
I will take your word.
In real life? Huh?
I think so. I will take your word. I have not played Madden in a long time.
Well, I mean, they still did it back on the old Madden games.
I'll take your word because I don't remember because I'm old. My memory is fading.
Gross. Texans, Bears. Lovie Smith is back in Chicago. Boy, have times changed. Bears are 2.5-point favorites at home. The total is at 40. I'm on the Texans money line, dude. I think Dameon Pierce is going to, I mean, you look at, I know AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones are a whole nother monster. I think this is a good game for Dameon Pierce to get going. And I don't think Davis Mills is going to struggle against the Bears defense that is not as good as it used to be. I feel like the Texans can, because Texans are going to want to play it physical, so I might even do under 40 as well. But I think the Texans will win the game.
I got 5 words for this game.
Uh-oh.
I don't give a
Vision was what?
All right, I'm with you. Texans money line. Moving on.
Plus 2 under 40 to be happy, but yeah, you can do money line too.
Yeah, take the plus point or take the plus money.
Yes. Lions, Vikings, onward to the sea. The Vikings are 6-point favorites. The total's at $51.50. So I do believe the Lions have looked energetic. They've looked, I mean, you know, the Vikings is, Kirk Cousins really, really scared the living daylights out of me when he was force feeding Justin Jefferson. Well, I still don't know what that was about. And Aaron, I feel like Lions can keep it close, but I feel like Vikings are going to win it though. I don't want a plus money, but I do want the Lions plus 6.
Give me Minnesota in a rout here. Coming off the embarrassment at home, Detroit going their first game on the road. I know they're 2-0 against the spread. They beat Commanders last week. They're feeling good. They're not. Minnesota's the better team. Look for them to get right again here and win this game by 7 to 10 points.
I like that because it still keeps it a little bit closer, so I have to sweat it. That's cool. This game is going to be fun. Packers and Buccaneers. It's the first pick'em of the year, baby. Presented by pick'emwars.com/podcast. You see how I did that? The total's at 42. This was almost in my AM Drive 5 because I like the over 42. I know. The Packers are probably going to try to rough it up. I think this is a big AJ Dillon game because last week, you got to see the Aaron Jones package. This week, it'll be back to wanting to kill the Buccaneers off like defensive line because there's some nasty games. Remember, the Buccaneers just played a tough physical game against the Saints. I mean, that game was nasty defensively. And the Packers, easy pickings against the Bears. I own you. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be able to hit more deep balls this week than Jameis Winston did. Because Winston had a few chances and he just like, ew, gross. I wasn't even in the vicinity, pal. I'm going to go
Yeah,
Packers win, but I'm going to go over 42.
Yeah, so this game's in my AM Drive 5, so I will refrain from giving you a pick in this one. But I will say, it's going to be an interesting game to watch. I mean, Tampa Bay is just, the whole team's on the injured list, except for Tom Brady. I mean, you have Mike Evans suspended a game. That's not an injured list, but he's out.
Yes!
You have Julio and Godwin, who missed last game. Probably, I think they're trending towards missing this game. You have Tristan Wirfs on the line, Donovan Smith. I believe freaking the backup to Tristan Wirfs is also out in this game.
Ooh.
And I think the backup to the backup, I think, has started one career game at left tackle. And then you have the other side where, you look at the situation last week, like Lazard should be back. Watkins, we'll see. Christian Watson still not. Aaron Rodgers still doesn't trust Christian Watson. Gave him almost nothing last week. David Bakhtiari, Elgin Jenkins, Marchese. Like, this is just a walking injury report. But I think it's so crazy how it's a pick'em, because you're basically saying with all these guys out, Green Bay is the better team on a neutral field based on the spread right now. So it's going to be interesting. I do have a pick in this game, and I'll save it for the end here for the AM drive. It's actually my only NFL pick.
You are good at college.
Well, I'm going to go with 4 college games this week, so we'll see how good I am.
Yay. Rams and the Cardinals. Last time we saw Kyler Murray play the Rams, it was really, really, really ugly. Like in the playoff
game.
That was bad. That was in LA though. You're in sweet Arizona, where the breeze is just hitting the desert plains just right. The Rams are 3.5-point road favorites, so middle finger to that. And 40.5 is the total. I like the Rams to cover and give Kyler hell again. I also like the under 40.5 because I feel like Cam Akers and what's Fartface's name? Henderson.
Darrell Henderson?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out Darrell Henderson's family.
Sorry, I couldn't decode that from Fartface.
Right. Poothead, whatever.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you look at this situation here. The Cardinals have a definite chip to get off their shoulder. They haven't beat the Rams in Arizona since the Rams have become a Los Angeles-based team.
Hear that, Jaguars and Colts? Ha ha!
Okay. Your Colts still suck. Yeah, this one's a tough one. Ultimately, I looked at this. I laid off, but I would probably... I'd probably be on the over in this spot.
That's fair.
I think we're getting like 2 teams in the 30s. I just feel like the Cardinals are going to try to build on that momentum from the fumble recovery in overtime and try to salvage the season here. And the Rams, I mean, they haven't looked good in 2 games. I know they got blown out in 1, but let's be honest. I mean, I don't want to downplay Atlanta, but I also don't want to praise St. Louis, LA for that win last week.
I just thought something. Matthew Stafford starts hanging out with Clayton Kershaw, now has an elbow injury. Isn't that funny?
It is ironic, isn't it? Well, they've been friends their entire lives.
Yeah, but now they're both in LA. It's like, oh wow, Matt Stafford has an elbow injury. Whose doctor is he using? Well,
now they both have World Series rings. They're not sweating. They're not sweating the doubters and not too much anymore.
Fair enough. Jaguars, Chargers, Bolts of Lightning are favored by 7. The total is at a disgusting 37. Is that true?
47.
I was like, what the heck am I talking about? That was a weird. I looked at that. I was like, whoa, that was gross. 47 is the total here. I knew there was going to be one game I did that.
I mean, to be fair, if Justin Herbert doesn't play, 37 is not an outrageous number.
Even if Justin Herbert does play, I think Jaguars wins the game.
Whoa! Jaguars going to go all the way to the West Coast and win this game, huh? That's an interesting...
I know, you and your East Coast, West Coast bull crap.
No. Going East Coast to West Coast doesn't matter. I'm just saying that would be a huge win for Peterson and the boys if they walk in there.
Peterson's got a big Peterson, man. I'm telling you, that dude...
They walk in there and beat them with a... what we would assume is a healthy-ish Charger team. Like, It's so
Etienne's
hard.
good, too.
It's so hard to be on this game. I actually almost made a bet on this game early in the week, and then I realized, so I'm like, I think the Chargers might kill this team, especially after what happened, last night. But then I'm like, wait, Justin Herbert, what's the status on Justin Herbert? They did say that he does not have broken or cracked ribs, so that's good. A bruised rib isn't really much better, but this is tough. Even with whatever you get out of Herbert, I don't trust the Chargers laying 7 points. The good thing the Chargers don't have to worry about is the Jaguars don't travel well, so it won't be like a home field advantage problem for the Chargers.
Yeah, Justin's boobs hurt, and all of a sudden they're on life support.
Yeah, I mean, even with his ribs hurting, did you see that dime he threw last week to freaking Carter on 4th down? It was incredible. So
yeah, but then when he made a bad throw, my ribs hurt. I bet they do. Come on, man. You like how that works,
ridiculous.
though? Oh, it feels great right now. Whoa, yeah. But when you make a bad throw, coronavirus.
I think every throw, even remember the 3rd down he should have ran for and he threw away? I mean, you could tell he was definitely hurting. So these guys are just sometimes you don't want to give them enough credit for being tough, but sometimes they're tougher than we think. I'll tell you what, bright note for the two bright notes for the Jaguars. Shout out to James Robinson for still being involved in this offense, despite the fact that it was all ATN all off season. And Christian Kirk got paid, and he's so far living up to the billing so far.
Agreed. Falcons and Seahawks. This game's in my AM Drive 5 for whatever reason I will never know. But yeah, I'll just say that. Hi, Gino.
This line's fishy AF for me. I want to be on Atlanta. I think Atlanta's the better team. They've looked it so far, despite the fact that they're 0-2.
2 hard
yeah, 2 close-ish games, although they were down 28-3 to the Rams, ironically, last week. But yeah, I think I'd be on the Falcons in this game, but something's just fishy. I don't think the Seahawks should be favored against anybody. I just don't.
You saw Pete Carroll's Odell Beckham Jr. impression?
I did not.
That was pretty sad. We got another segment to get to. Are you excited?
I'm ready to give some picks.
Woo-hoo, I'm going to go on 5, baby.
Oh, don't say that. You can go 5-0 this week.
We're back. The AM Drive with Mike and Aaron might be the best morning show ever. If you love the show, shop the merchandise for $26 hoodies, $16 shirts, even $13 mugs. High quality swag for cheap because Mike and Aaron love the fans. The best morning show, the lowest price merch at amdrive.online.
This is Popple, the next generation business card. With just a tap, your Popple instantly shares your digital business card to both iPhone and Android devices. The best part? The other person doesn't need an app or a Popple to receive your info. To pop your info, tap your Popple to the top of an iPhone, the center of an Android, or just scan your in-app QR code. And just like that, all your info is saved to their phone. More connections, more leads, more sales. That's Popple. Download our free app and get your Popple today.
Aren't you the Vice Golf guy?
Yeah, you want an autograph?
Yeah. Actually, I was just wondering if the balls are any good.
The balls are amazing. You look like a Pro Plus guy.
I thought you'd never ask. It's actually better than my old ball.
And it's half the price.
Top performing golf ball, half the price. It's almost stealing.
Quit searching the globe and get your high-performing golf balls at vicegolf.com.
Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
Welcome back to the AM Drive here as we wrap up this final segment of the week, and it is picks time.
Woo!
Don't worry, Mike. You'll have time to put that shaving cream in your face next weekend. Remind the folks what bet they're looking to sweat if you want the shaving cream to make your face wet.
The Vanderbilt Commodores plus, oh, gross, 40.5 against the Alabama Crimson Tide. Woo!
How sick do you feel?
Well,
Like,
I'm throwing up.
how sick do you feel that you have 40.5 points in a bet and you don't feel good about it? Like, you don't feel like confident in it. Like,
Might just sprinkle the money line just for the hell
but
of
like
it.
you do feel confident that you are willing to throw a shaving cream pie in your face.
Yes, because I like the way Vanderbilt's talking, man. They sold me. I'm a talking kind of guy, and they spoke
You do
good.
talk
this
a
week.
lot. Yeah, that's
Thank
fair.
you.
Don't forget tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, it's the weekend kickstart, our AM
Woo!
Drive TV spaces. You can find that. It's very easy. Go on Twitter, search at AM Drive TV. If you're watching this on Twitter now, then you're already there. So 7 p.m. Eastern, the weekend kickstart presented by Wager Wire. It's a Wager Wire live event. Michael will be there. I am 90% confirmed to attend. I'm playing golf later today. It depends on how long golf goes. So
Make it quick.
I will keep Carvelis posted here. Don't forget, it's the exclusive AM Drive home for Sunday Night Football preview and bets. So tonight, Jimmy G and the 49ers, Russell Wilson, Mr. Unlimited, and the Broncos on Sunday Night Football. We'll have it. That's the only spot where we talk about Sunday Night Football. So, and don't forget, of course, MikeandAaronDrive.com. Go to the F over there. It takes you to Fanatics. What do you do with that F? You click that F.
Tap it, click it, whatever you got to do.
Tap it, click, double click, whatever you got to do. Go to the store, buy a bunch of stuff from all the sports leagues, teams, and players that you love. And when you do that, it helps out the AM Drive tremendously. And we are doing that because we love to bring you awesome sports content like the last segment, which is the AM Drive 5.
Aaron, are you ready for your 4 college games? Wow.
4 college, 1 pro, and I am also involved in that Vandy Bama game as well. So
wow, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Starting off, we've got Wake Forest +7 over Clemson. Sprinkle a little bit on that money line too. Kent State, Georgia under 61.5 points. I don't think Kent State's going to get more than 7, and I'm not even sure they're going to get that against this.
That one almost got like 5. Good job.
Almost got it. Yeah, exactly. Vandy and Bama, I'm going to take the over 58.5. It has actually already moved up to 59. I locked it in at 58.5. Yes. So let's call this. Let's see. I don't want you to take a shaving cream out of the face, but I do. So let's call this 56-14. Does that cover? That doesn't cover for you, but oh well. You're taking a bite of the face. Oregon State +6.5 over USC. Sprinkle a little bit on that money line too as well. And in the case of the Battle of the Bays, Green and Tampa, I'm taking the Packers on a pick'em to beat the Bucks.
He has exercised his right to use the pick'em. Good. That one almost made my AM Drive 5 with the pick'em for the Packers. So we are all in different games here. I did not include Vanderbilt +40.5 my AM Drive 5 for the sake of 5-0, hopefully. So we'll see.
Oh, you're not taking that as part of your AM Drive 5, even though it's a shaving cream.
Part of my shaving cream guarantee.
All right, fair enough.
All right. Tennessee and Florida. Hey, Gators. Chop this. Tennessee -10.5 at home. We're eating Gator for dinner. It's going to be so good. Notre Dame and North Carolina, don't ask why. Just no, under 55. He's a freshman quarterback, so that's a good defense. So, Eagles, Commanders, over 47. Eagles will get theirs. Commanders do a pretty good job of getting Dotson and McLaurin and Curtis Samuel involved. And Carson Wentz, unless they're down late, sure, fling it a few times. Throw a couple of fourth quarter interceptions again. I don't care. Let's go over 47. I'll be fine. Ravens, -3 against the Patriots. I watched the All-22 cam with the Steelers and the Patriots before the show. Patriots could have got walked around the secondary. And I think Lamar Jackson will hit the guys in the secondary, unlike Trubisky. And Falcons money line against the Seahawks. I did it. I
like it. Do something I was too scared to do because I like the Falcons in that game as well. So. All right, well, that's going to do it for us. Those AM Drive 5 picks will be up on AM Drive Picks. Don't forget to follow us there. Again, at AM Drive Picks. You can see our AM Drive 5 or any picks we put in this weekend, including Sammy Actions as well. Will be there too. Enjoy the weekend. Don't forget about MikeandAaronDrive.com while you're browsing or while you're watching the football games. If you remember, you need that awesome jersey from Fanatics or hockey season starting up, NBA season starting up. You need those awesome swag and apparel, memorabilia, merchandise, apparel. They got it all. Once again, it helps out the channel tremendously, but not unless you go to MikeandAaronDrive.com and click the F. Don't forget about the spaces tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time at AM Drive TV. You see it right here. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you go to Twitter at AM Drive TV at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. We'll be talking some of the cream of the crop games here in week number 3, as well as Sunday Night Football between the 49ers and the Broncos. So for Michael Carvelis, I'm Aaron Crouch saying enjoy the weekend, join the spaces, and of course, as always,
drive safe.